Hello, I'm Tilly Douglas, and today I'm going to show you how I made these fabulous specimen cards, and I just love them. I think they've turned out beautifully. So I'm going to show you how I made these step by step. So these are the final product, and don't they look beautiful? So I'll just quickly flip through each one, just so you know what we're making today. And I've also got some freebies for you, so you can make them as well if you want to. So this is the little one which you'll see me making in the video, and I've just put a little ball pin through the corner just to make it into a little dangly, and I think it worked beautifully. So I've already cut my specimen slides out. I've just done some different shaped ones, some tags with a round hole in it, and some tags with square holes, just some squares, and then some ones with the longer bit at the bottom. And if you want the similar sort of designs, I've put some on my website which you can go and download for free, and that's at craftsspaceideas.com. and you just go on there. You'll just need to put your email in so I can send you the password, because it's password protected, just to keep it all safe and secure for you and for me. So just go down there. On there there's loads of stuff you can download, so just go and help yourself to whatever you want on there once you've got your password. And as you notice, there's more square designs in the center. Now the reason I've done this is you can cut the bigger square out, or you can cut the smaller square out. Now if you want to just cut the smaller square out, you just turn it over and have the other side as the front. But when I cut the squares out, I end up with another little mini sample specimen square sample thing. So that was in there like that, and that was in there like that. So rather than just cutting the square out and just having a piece of card like that, I've done it so you can cut another one and have a little mini, and you can just put a little dangly on there and have it hanging, which I haven't made any yet, but I shall be making some very soon. And also I've got the little discs out of from the round window hole, so I shall be using those as well at some point. Now I didn't cut mine out by hand. I used my Cricut Maker, my electronic cutter, but I know not everybody's got those, which is why I made some templates. So they're yours to just go and help yourself to. So that's that part of it. So we'll just get a couple of them, and I used 2 pieces of card for each one. So you need to cut out 2 of each if you're going to do it the same way I am. So I just get my laminate sheet, make sure I've got it up the right way. So that's the opening. So and what I do is I just lay it on a piece of card, just so when I feed it into the laminator, it holds it a bit more steady, so I don't lose all my bits and pieces that I've put on there. So I just sit that on there, and then I've got some dried flowers. You can get these all over the place. You can get them off Amazon, or you can get them off Etsy or AliExpress, or wherever you want to get them from. Just got a few different ones of those, and I've got some leaves. These are paper leaves actually that I've cut out. Again, on my Cricut Maker, I didn't cut these by hand, but they just look so effective. And the Cricut Maker does just a fantastic job of cutting them out. So I shall be using some of those. And then some butterflies. So we'll use some of these dried flowers, and I just use my little tweezers, because they tend to go flying all over the place, these little dried flowers. So I just get my little specimen card and put it on the top, and then just put some of these in place. I like to have a bit of the greenery if possible. I mean, there's not loads of that in here, but there is some. So now I need to make sure that I've got the laminate sheet so it covers not just here, but so I can stick it around there as well. So I'll just pull that down a little bit, like that. Just cut the little stalks down. I don't throw them away, because then you can use the little bits that you've cut off in another part. So I'll just cut that little end off there. So I'll use some of these leaves as well. I mean, these are just white on the back. Now, I can use a bit of distress ink and put some of that on the back. And around the edges. And what I'll sometimes do is get my little Pick pen, my little Faber-Castell brush pen, and go around the edges to get rid of those white marks as well. So that's something else you can do. But for now, I'll just do it like this. Just put a bit of distress ink on the back just to take the stark whiteness off. You could go over them with felt pen or whatever you wanted, really. Make sure I've still got space in between. See, they might... I should just get away with that, because I don't want to waste my sheet. I mean, if you're not going to be able to see the back of the specimen card, it doesn't matter about doing that on the back. It's entirely up to you. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to cut these out by hand, that's for sure. There's no way I could have done that. But the Cricut Maker does a good job of it. I tend to put them in 3s rather than just 2s, because apparently our brains likes patterns of 3. So don't do it in odd numbers. I tend to do 3s. There, just make sure that fits. Just bring it in a tiny bit. Lovely. Now we'll do some butterflies. Try not to knock my little paper leaves all over the floor. So if you haven't seen my storage idea of how I store all these, I'll leave the link for that video below, because it has completely changed my craft room. I can now store things. Oops, put my lid on. And I store tons of stuff in it. It's brilliant. I store all my paper napkins and just tons and tons and tons of stuff, all my ephemera and everything. So I'll leave that for you to go and have a look at if you want to go and look at that. So that should be enough room there. And I hope to get another one on. Yes, I should get another one on. Excellent. So 2 of these on this side. So we're getting 8 out of 1 sheet, which is fantastic. I'll just put a bit of ink on the back of these. You see how I've gone around the edges already of these ones with that black brush pen? It just takes that whiteness off, so you just don't see pure white. Now there are other ways you can do it if you haven't got a laminator, which I will show you once I've got these finished. So then carefully put that over the top so everything doesn't go flying everywhere. And then just check that everything is going to look as it should. I think I might put that at a bit of an angle. And that one. Like that. Oops, can't pick it up. So, all looking good so far. That one's a bit big for in there. If I put it a bit more of an angle, I wonder if it'd fit that round one better. No. Put it a bit more of an angle. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's a bit outside, but it doesn't matter. That would be fine. So while my laminator's warming up, I'll just show you, push that up there a bit, another way. I haven't tried it yet, but this is some thick packing tape. So what we could do is get one of these, get a smaller one. Quite like that blue one actually. There. See, I like that one, but I've already got one of those, but I could put that one in, it doesn't matter. We'll do that one. So I'll just ink the back of that. This is just an idea I had, so like I say, I haven't tried it, so we're trying it together here. See, it is, you can see all the stickiness. It's not 100% clear. Try and keep my fingers off it. And put that over, oopsie, put that over the top. It's a bit small. I think the little ones that I made, I mean that butterfly is going to be too big to go in here, I think. But you could certainly do that with smaller things in these little mini ones. If you put some of these smaller things in, like the dried flowers, something like that, that would work with the tape. But this is definitely clearer. The laminate sheets are definitely clearer. So we'll put that to one side. So now my laminate is all nicely warmed up. So putting it on this piece of cardboard makes it so much easier than just to feed into the machine. So I just push it forward with my thumbs until it starts to feed through. Look, I didn't check that one, look, and it's moved. But still be able to use it. So that's the back. I like to just put them through twice just to make sure. But I mean, they're all looking good. But I'll just put it through again. There, that's all sorted. So we'll turn that off, put that out of the way. I will still use this one because I don't like to waste it. It'll still be alright. What I'm going to do now is cut these out. And then centre them where I want them to be. And then cut the excess off. But making sure I've still got enough to stick down all the way around the edges. So I'll do that for all these and meet you back at the other end. So that's those all ready, and I've gone around the edges with a bit of tea-dyed distress ink. I didn't think you'd want to watch me do that. And what I've done with the tape, that tape that I used, I did a smaller one with just one little flower in it. And I'm going to put that in one of these little ones, and I think it looks fab actually. So it does work for the smaller things. Obviously if you get wider tape you could do bigger ones, but it looks quite good. So I'm quite pleased with that. So I'll be doing some more of those. That's probably what I'm going to be using for these little ones. These are the ones, if you remember, that I just cut out the centre of those. So not going to waste. So my next job, see, I've only tea-dyed one side of the front and the backs because they're obviously going to be stuck together. So the next thing I do is line these up, and I use some art glitter glue, my favourite glue, and it's art glitter. It hasn't got glitter in it, it dries clear. So I just put some of that around the edge, not too close to the centre because it might squeeze out a bit, and line that up where I want it to be. And then I push it towards the outside rather than the inside, so it doesn't squeeze into the middle. Put a bit too much on there. Let's just wipe that off a bit. And then I put a bit on the other side. And down here. Make sure I've got the tea dye side up and line that all up. It does dry quickly, but you've got a couple of seconds of wiggle room. There. And that one will go to one side to dry. Won't put quite as much glue on this one. So a bit of glue around the edge. Line that up where I want it and push it out. And then some more glue on the top. So I'm going to sew these as well. Tea dye side up. Line it up. And that's that part of it done. I'll just do this little one. So you can always trim it up afterwards, trim these bits of tape off afterwards if we need to. So on there like that. There. So that's that part. I'll whiz through these and then come back to you. So that's all the specimen cards all stuck together, all finished to that stage. And now I'm just going to sew around these edges. You don't have to do the sewing if you don't want. You can do whatever you want on yours. You can put lace around them, or you can draw stitch marks on, or you can do whatever you want. You don't have to put stitch marks on at all. I can just got to trim this down a little bit. I've just got bits sticking out, so I shall trim that off as well. So I'm just going to go over and sew around all these edges. And the way I tend to do it is just do a little bit of zigzag and a little bit of straight stitching. So I generally start off in this bottom corner with a straight stitch, and then I'll change it up to a zigzag, and then back to a straight stitch. So I'll go over them all and do that to all of them. This holds down the laminate sheet and also just makes it look pretty and gives it a bit of reinforcement. I just like the effect it gives. So that's them all sewn and finished to that stage. Now I'm just going to, these squarer ones, just take the corners off. That should have been easier to do on my desk, because I just want those ones a bit rounder. Now I'm going to do some stamping on them, and I've just got some little stamps. These are just some wiggly lines, and I'm going to use Stays On. This is ganache. I didn't really want black, so I'm just going to put, and I'm not too fussy about them being perfect stamp. I just want some marks on there. Like that. So I printed these off, or cut these out of a cream coloured card instead of white. Obviously you can use whatever card you want, but I thought doing it on the cream, which is what I used last time, it just makes it look a bit older. I'll do the backs as well, but I'll do those off camera. So I've got some more stamps here. This is just a bit of text, not text that you can read, but just some words at least. This is that one that went a bit funny where the flower moved, but I'm still using it. Doesn't matter a great deal. Don't know if that's up the right way or not. I think that might be upside down. You can't see it. So I'm just going to go ahead, get a bit of text on there. That's quite a nice, it's the first time I've used this one. It's just a cheapo little stamp, this one, in a pack. But I quite like that one. Just adds a bit more detail. And I've got Stays On olive green, I think would be quite nice. And I'm just going to put this letter on. Make sure I get it the right way up. If I put it at the top, it's a bit easier. So we'll try this. Oh yeah, that looks good. See, So just go across and stamp a few on. And then I've got this little, now can't see which, that's a little compass, but I can't see which way is north, so I'm not going to worry about it. So that's that one. This is teal blue, so I'll use some of this. There, that's nice. So I'm just going to go ahead, carry on putting some stamps on. And then I've got these little labels to go on them, which I've cut out. Now, let me just zoom it out a little bit. There. Now these will be on my website. I'll put these on my website for free for you to go and download if you want to use these. So there's that size. And then what I did is just I shrunk them down to put them on one piece of paper. So it's exactly the same, but smaller size, and 2 lots of them. So just easy just to cut out. So along with these templates that you can go and get, you can also get these as well for free. With all the other stuff, there's, like I say, there's lots of stuff on there if you want to go and get some freebies. I like to give freebies where I can, because I know it gets very expensive to do all the craft things that we want to do. So I do like to give things for free where I can. So I've got my art glitter glue in my little bottle. Oh, I haven't inked these. So I will just quickly ink them. So that's all those inked up. Now I'm using my art glitter glue. Just didn't want white edges. You know what we like with this. We have to ink everything, don't we? So art glitter glue, and just sticking that on there. And we'll put a number on there as well. Now, if you want, because of this stitching, if you worry about it coming undone or cutting through the card, you can just run a bead of glue along like that and just rub it in, and that will help stop that. So I'm going to go do all this stamping on the back as well, so it looks nice on the back. But I think that looks fabulous. So I've got a flower one for the flower. So do feel free to go and get those freebies off my website. It doesn't cost you anything at all. Just go and help yourself. And help yourself to all the other stuff. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Then I know that I'm not just talking to myself and there are actually people out there watching me, because I feel a bit of a twit. So please subscribe to my channel and click the bell button so you get notified when I bring out more videos. So just put some stamps over those labels as well, to help them all blend in and be part of the actual specimen card. This one, I haven't used this one yet, so I'll use this one. It's kind of like a stamp mark, I think. These are some that I did previously, but I haven't put stamps on those, so I'll go ahead and do some of those as well, because it just makes them look so pretty. And this is claret. I'll put a bit of that on as well. So I haven't done the backs yet, but I will do those off camera, because you know exactly what I've done, and I'll do something similar on the backs. But that's them finished, and I think they look fabulous. So I'm really pleased with those. So don't forget to go and get the free printables off my website, and help yourself to all the other stuff on there. So I do like to give freebies when I can, as much as I can, because I know how expensive it gets to try and do all these crafts. So when I'm making stuff for myself, I like to give it to others as well and make it as a freebie. They look fab, don't they? And that's that little one out the centre, so we don't waste anything. So I do hope you enjoyed that. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel so I know I'm not just talking to myself. Because I feel a bit silly sometimes and just talking to myself and don't know if anybody's out there. So please subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.